Hey guys, William. It's Thursday the 15th of May. I think this is going to be my final video on the series on how to buy a cargo shipping container. Be a little different here. Um, Briefing on me. Been selling containers for 12 years. I used to work for crappy companies that taught me a trade. I hated working for these crappy companies. 90% of container companies that are trying to sell you something are crappy, and I'm exposing them. I've actually been sued by them for exposing with what they do. They have all these legal loopholes of how to deceive their customers, how to keep their customers money, how to show up with a horrible product months later and never be accountable. And if you cancel, they have cancellation fees. If you reject their crappy container that they sold you or delivered you, they didn't sell it to you verbally. They sold you something nice, but they deliver you something crappy. They will charge you restocking fees and cancellation fees. I've been studying these companies. I've been in business for 10 years and been selling containers for 12, been in business for 10. In those 10 years, I have no cancellation fees. I have no restocking fees. I have no contracts to sign. And in 10 years, I've sold well over 10,000 containers. And I have not one complaint on my company from an actual real buyer of mine. Now, all these companies that say they have warranties, they don't. They don't have a real warranty. They're not going to come out and replace your container. They're going to sell you a crappy rust bucket eyesore that has damage or holes, and their loophole of their warranty is JB Weld or some patch kit that they claim is industry standards. It's not. Patch kits are not industry standards. When a container comes in, the shipping line must pay to have that container repaired. So if it has a hole, they're going to cut it out. They're going to weld in a section and do it the right way. So these like patches they're sending you guys in the mail, it doesn't fix ugly. It doesn't fix rust. And it only temporarily fixes something that will happen again. So if they deliver you a container with holes and you put all your stuff in it and all this water is getting on it, they're going to send you a crappy patch kit or JB Weld. And then it's going to leak again. So anyways, I believe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on my 7th video of how to buy a cargo shipping container. Number one, I hope if you've watched my videos, you've done everything right and they show up on the right day. And if you ordered a new one, I hope they showed up with a new one. If you ordered a used one and it was sold to you as a good container, I hope you're satisfied with your product and consider yourself lucky. Okay. That's why I'm making these videos, is to expose these legal loopholes of what these companies are doing to you guys. Because they put their customers last and their company and their employees first. They won't lose a penny on you because you've signed something. So I hope everything goes well if you watch my videos and you've purchased from someone and everything is fine. Great. That's what it's all about. You order something, it gets delivered. You paid for it up front, you paid for it at the end. That's what it's all about. That's what it should be, but it's not. Okay? So let's say you didn't watch my videos and you ordered from one of these crappy companies that have oversold you something. They sold you a rust bucket piece of junk with holes. They took 1 to 3 months to deliver it. No communication. You've already signed a contract, so if you cancel your order, they're going to keep a cancellation fee. If you reject their container, they're going to keep a restocking fee and a cancellation fee. And let's say you get a horrible product with holes. You call their warranty department, and they are not accountable. They just won't fix something that they've done to you, but all you did was order from them. You've done nothing wrong as a customer. Let's say this happens and you feel like you need to do something about it. I'm going to tell you the most common ways people complain, and I think the title of this video is going to be filing a complaint. People go to Yelp. Yelp takes down their fake 5-star reviews. So if you go to Yelp on these companies, it's going to show you with who they truly are. People file complaints on Google. Google, I've noticed a trend. I can't prove this, but over the years, I see when a company gets a bad rating, all of a sudden these good ratings start coming in to cover up all their bad ratings. That's why they have so many reviews. So, but you guys as customers really need to read the complaints on these companies. You got to do it. You can't just trust them and saying, hey, look at all of our good reviews. Look at our rating on Google. Look at our rating on BBB. You need to read carefully of these people's horror stories of what what customers that went through purchasing from these companies, and read their complaints. I'm amazed that companies like this can be in business from what they do. So, so you got Yelp and you got Google, and then you got the Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau, I'm accredited with them. I never tried to be accredited for 10 years, but some of these competitors were, you're not accredited. I called, and to be honest, I called and said, how can you give these horrible companies an A rating? The truth is this. If somebody writes a complaint on the Better Business Bureau, all the company has to do is respond to it. The customer does not have to agree with anything the company says. And then on top of it, you must pay the Better Business Bureau like $60-something a month, and you have an A rating. So I've been in business for 10 years, and I have 3 complaints from 3 people that never bought a container. If you actually research Patriot Containers and read my complaints, you're going to notice that they never bought a container. You just read it for yourself. So in 10 years, no cancellation fees, no restocking fees, no warranties. I don't even have customers calling me back that I sold to 10 years ago complaining. They're fine, So I've done that because I do this the right way. But I'm exposing with what these companies do that makes it hard to sell with the truth. Okay, so, and you can see all that in my videos. Now, I watched a video recently on the internet about how, see, you guys can file all these complaints on Yelp, Google, Better Business Bureau, whatever channels you can find. I highly advise doing it. You need to tell your story of a potential customer that's looking at this company. The problem is, though, is they hide it really well. These companies do not want you to see these complaints that they have on their business because they're bad, really bad. I mean, they have a legal way to keep some of your money if you give them an order. They don't stand behind with what they say. That's why they have to have a cancellation fee and a restocking fee, because they don't believe in their own company. They tell you they have a warranty. I consider their warranty to be garbage. Okay, that's not a real warranty. So I watched a video on YouTube saying, hey, filing a complaint on BBB is not really productive. It's good to see. I read these complaints on these companies, and I'm sad, I'm angry, but I'm not amazed either, because I know how these companies operate. And so, but if people aren't seeing them, what's the point? So on this YouTube video, I'm going to try to find that video, and I'll put a link in this video. It says that you must research this company and find out where their headquarters are at, and actually call the Attorney General and report them. And if enough customers do this, they will investigate them and do something, because Google, they can cover it up with fake 5-star reviews. I don't have proof of that. I think they do that. BBB, same thing. Yelp actually takes down. I mean, the 2 companies that I mentioned in my videos, or I used to, They have horrible Yelp ratings. And so every fake review that comes up that's a 5-star, Yelp can see that it's not a real video. It's probably from somebody that's in another country, and then they take it down. Google and Better Business Bureau does not do this. And I've caught in my videos, I've caught the craziest similarities in these reviews that if I have to bet $1,000 on it that it's a fake 5-star review, I'm probably going to be $1,000 richer. If I have to take a lie detector test and say, yes, I believe that's a fake 5-star review, that lie detector is going to say that I'm not lying. If they take a lie detector with the business owner and says, no, that's not a fake 5-star, they're going to fail. I guarantee it. And so that's what I believe. So you take it for what it's worth. But yeah, find out the state that these companies are in. And this industry is not regulated. They're allowed to put you last and protect themselves for they don't believe in their own business. That's why they have to make you sign a document with cancellation fees and restocking fees. So if you have a cancellation fee, they can take 1 to 3 months to deliver and wait for you to cancel. Okay? That's not right. If they deliver you a horrible, crappy product, and you've signed a restocking fee, they're going to charge you to take that container back. And then they're going to charge you a cancellation fee. So let's say your delivery is $500. Now some deliveries are $500 to $1,500. So let's say I don't know what their cancellation fee is. It could be anywhere from $350 to $700. So let's say the delivery is $500, but their cancellation is $500. You've lost $1,000 for something you've done nothing wrong other than trusting them and not believing the truth. And it's unfortunate. That's why I'm making these videos. If you watch a lot of these companies, they always have these people that leave these YouTube videos. I did this, but it's not. It's YouTube videos of, hey, look at my container. And all these, if you notice these YouTube videos on what these people are doing, they have a script that they're saying. If you watch their YouTube videos of their customers, all the customers are almost saying the same thing because they're being paid to do that review. Whether they get a discount or they get or I don't know, but I know I've read on the internet that they pay for those reviews. So look, the number one thing that I think is going to help the most in this industry is if you've been screwed by these companies. They took forever. They don't honor their warranties. They delivered you a crappy container, and they kept your money for something that you've done nothing wrong. Write Yelp, Google, BBB. Find out with what state those companies are actually headquarters in, and call the state attorneys general and report them for the shady business that they're doing. That right there, I think, is going to have the most effect. Now, one thing that I don't see people doing, and I think people should start doing this, is if you have a crappy container with problems on your container and they're not returning your calls, they're not helping you, they're not accountable, they acted like they were the best company in the beginning before your sale, but once they deliver you a container, they're the worst company in the world. Videotape their container. Tell your story of everything that they've done wrong and post it on YouTube and hashtag their business name, everything about it. People need to see with what these companies are doing to their customers. It's sad and unfortunate, and it's just wrong. So I hope I'm wrong because I want you guys as customers to be happy. And look, here's what I think about these bad companies ripping you guys off. If you're going to buy from them, buy a new one. That's it. Buy a new container from them. That means they can't sell you a crappy one. I have seen videos and pictures of new ones that they delivered that were damaged, but I think that was bad luck, or they purchased it damaged new. I don't know because I haven't seen their paperwork, and you'll never see their paperwork. But But you buy a new one from these crappy companies, and then just expect them not to deliver on the right day that but you will get a new container someday. I just don't advise, like, when people say, "Oh, wind and watertight, it'll have light surface rust and minor dents and dings." It's not. Wind and watertight could be the ugliest piece of junk you've ever seen, especially if they don't deliver you wind and watertight, or they deliver you damaged or as is. That's how you guys get holes, and that's how you guys get this crazy cancerous rust. You can have a wind and watertight container with no holes that's infested with deep rust, and that deep rust is what makes people mad. It's not dents or dings. People want to see good paint, no cancerous rust. Surface rust is so light that you can sand it off and hit it with a can of paint, and then it's fine. But when you have deep cancerous rust, you can't fix that unless you cut it out and fix it properly. But some of these containers have it everywhere. It's everywhere on the container. That's what you guys get when you buy cheap containers. But if it's sold to you incorrectly with lies, you're going to get scammed. And they're going to protect themselves from you being upset. And they wasn't sold to you correctly. It wasn't delivered to you correctly. And their warranties aren't with what you think they are. And if you cancel or reject their container, they keep your money. But you signed a document that says that. So anyways, file complaints on Yelp, Google, Better Business Bureau. Find out the state that they're in and contact their attorney general for the state and file a complaint on these people. Your voices need to be heard of what these companies are doing to you guys. You know, so... and then, man, I would love to see some YouTube videos of these containers where somebody goes, look at what this company delivered me. I wasn't sold this. It took forever to deliver it. And voice it and post it on the internet. Expose these companies for what they're doing, because the Yelp, Google, and Better Business Bureau complaints aren't doing anything if nobody sees them. So my thing is start do all that, but do YouTube videos on I want people to post videos of what these people are delivering you. I mean, I've seen pictures of what they deliver you, and it's the bottom of the line, lower class, horrible junk. And I don't know. It's just companies shouldn't sell that stuff. They shouldn't. But they're not selling it to you. They're delivering it to you, but they've told you something else. So anyways, that's it, guys. How to file a complaint correctly. I'm going to try to find that link to that YouTube video. I think it's an attorney's video, and he's basically saying, like, when there's companies that are doing stuff legitimately wrong to their customers, the complaints that you're filing aren't doing anything. And he tells you with what to do. So have a good day, guys. Thursday the 15th of May. Have a great one. Bye.